Hello everyone, welcome back. So, this is a brand new mod that came in WarFrame 1999 and I'm having a hell of a time playing with it. So, wanted to show you things that I'm experimenting with this mod. We're here with Aoi in Lua. Okay, so, first off, just as a baseline, I want to show you guys what a body shot is with my current Paris Prime build. As you can see, not a whole lot of damage against this armored corrupted heavy gunner. 1 million damage now that longbow sharpshot is kicked in. 1 in 6 million damage. Pretty big difference right there. Of course, if I were to then, yeet everyone's armor, 15 million damage. 15 million damage as opposed to about 700,000 damage, right? So as you can see, pretty big difference right there, especially when longbow sharpshot kicks in. I may be able... 43 million damage on a headshot in a magnetized bubble. Oh! We do love that. Absolutely massive arrow hits right there. And of course, as you can see, the difference in damage is in fact pretty bloody huge. So the mod itself is in fact called Primary Acuity. And here's the thing. Let me know in the comments if you know the answer to this, because I haven't really given this too much thought. It's 350% weak point damage and 350% weak point crit chance. I'm not 100% sure if this is something that is added to the very tail end of the damage calculation, because it certainly doesn't seem like something that's used at the front end of the damage calculation, because I'm using this on top of a serration now. And on top of the plus damage that comes from my Riven. So if this was something that is like, if the weak point damage is supposed to be similar to like a serration type damage, the difference in damage that my bow is outputting comparing body shots and headshots, I wouldn't have thought would be that huge. So the fact that it's massive kind of makes me think that this is something that might be on the tail end, and it somehow multiplies everything, including crit damage. I don't know. Let me know in the comments how you feel about all of that. Now, there's also one other thing. Like, this is like the caveat for a mod this utterly ridiculous, which is that your multi-shot is now locked at 1. So that means that, well, for starters, multi-shot mods become completely useless on any weapon that uses this this mod. But then on top of that, well, now we need to talk about Passage Ball, because Passage Ball is triggered by doing elemental, just applying elements to enemies. And you can apply more elements to enemies if you happen to have more multi-shot, right? So, does that mean that Passage Ball is completely and utterly worthless on the Paris Prime if you're using Primary Acuity? Not really, because with the Paris Incarnon and the various choices that I've made on my Paris Incarnon, I'm still sitting pretty happily at 139% status chance, which basically means that all my arrows, of which I'm shooting one at a time now, they still have, well, they're definitely going to apply an element, number one, but then there's also a 40% chance of applying a second element. So we kind of do like that, right? And so because of how I've also set up my Archon shards and a variety of other bits and pieces, I'm going with magnetic capacity, just so I can also have magnetic damage in there, because the way that somehow elements work and how it's all sort of lining up, I can have both electricity and magnetic on my build because of one of my Archon shards. That way, there's just more elements to choose from, and I can potentially apply more elements, which will be good, because I also run something like Galvanized Aptitude, which is Condition Overload, so having the ability to apply more elements using just my bow alone is already a pretty big boon in and of itself. Now, obviously in the gameplay that I've just been showing, there's a lot of use of the Incarnate mode, but I didn't really show off the Incarnate mode in a controlled environment, so let's do precisely that. As far as I can tell, headshots do actually matter with regards to getting the Incarnate charge, so there is that. So the thing is, against armored corrupted heavy gunners, I'm still doing a pretty decent amount of damage, but just not as much as like a singular arrow. But because the Incarnate is still a big wave of death, I'm still getting that AoE. So as you can see, instead of seeing like 14 million damage, it's now like 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million damage. But it isn't strictly single target, being a gigantic wave of death. So it's a bit of a toss-up, but I am still doing more than enough damage per wave in order to one-shot all the enemies that come across my path. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. How do you feel about Primary Acuity, and which weapon are you using it on? I haven't actually tried it on the Sonos Prime yet, but I would imagine it might be the most boring option to use on the Sonos Prime, because the Sonos Prime does start off with innately 3 multi-shot, because that's how the weapon works. So using Primary Acuity on that weapon will basically turn it back into a normal-ass bow. Probably not the best idea, TBH. But either way, I'm having a hilarious time with a weapon like the Paris Prime, so I'm probably going to be sticking to this new build that I have on it for the foreseeable future. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy this. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more WarFrame content, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Amar thought himself a hunter. Now, he is a mere trophy. Good job.